In the fourth aliyah, we find the pasuk tells us vayepod loy boy, and the kohen gadol, he would clothe himself with the ephod, which was the robe that had the two stones on the top, the yashve and the shayam, and then he wore after that. The pasuk tells us after it says vayepod loy boy, vayosem loy hachoshin, he placed the choshin, the breastplate, on there. And if you look in almost every chumash, you'll find when it comes to the words vayepod loy boy, it says right there, Chatzi Psukim Shebatayra. This is the halfway mark of the entire Torah. Right here is the delineation from one part of the Torah to the other part, or what we would call like the continental divide. It's literally the halfway mark between one part of the Torah and the other part of the Torah. So we were thinking, why specifically were those words loy? It says vayepod loy boy. Boy. It says boy as that word as one part, one half, and then vayachshav, and it says you should now have the cheshev ha'ephod, you should have the cheshen ha'mishpat on the other side. Why is it that these two words, why is it one is delineating one and one is delineating the other? So we were thinking maybe to say that this word, boy, which is beis and vav, if you take those two letters, and then the next two letters of the next beginning of the half is vav and yud. If you take the two vavs and piece them together, vav and vav is 12, and the boy, the beis on the one side, and the vav on the other side, you put that together, that spells yud on the other side, that spells yud beis 12. Again, signifying the 12 shvatim. And that tells us a very powerful lesson. Hashem says, the key, the midway point is vav vav, vav achibar. What are we doing to unite ourselves with one another? What are we doing to unite the 12 shotim together and say that although we may be different, just like seasons of the year are different, what is it that I'm doing to unite myself with another Jew? And if you're going to go a little further and say, okay, we're not exactly alike, okay, so you'll have Yud and then Beis. But again, it still is a sum total of 12. To tell you that no matter what, we're all stuck with one another. We all have to look out for one another. We all have to understand we have differences. And just like the Yud and the Beis could be represents the 10 lost tribes. And it refers to the two tribes that were into Galus, the latest of them all, Yehuda and Binyamin, that they were the last two of the entire tribes. They were left over to show us that still we look for one another, and still we look for one another no matter what situation we're in. Vayepod loy boy vaya. The idea is 12, we look out for one another. That's the halfway point that could be the Torah is trying to hint to us.